Number one I have here, we have quite a few stories where the police are not doing their job and we're kind of calling them out because something fell through the cracks, something fell through somebody's fingers. And in this case, it's the exact opposite. So apparently there's been a manhunt for this guy, Sean Williams, and he is a serial sexual assaulter. And the amount of people, see, I guess I'll go through the details first. So the amount of people here, he has currently 20 counts of aggravated sexual assault, plus 3 for the R word of a minor, plus 3 for aggravated of a minor, just completely despicable. So he had been arrested, he got out, so apparently he used like the shackle clip that's on the ground when he was being transported to get some kind of leverage and get out of that shackle, ripped the fencing off the window, kicked out the back window, and got out. So this guy...
Of a vehicle?
Of a transportation vehicle. So this guy was already caught once, and he got out of that. So they went hunting, they went searching for him, and it's a little bit mixed up because it sounds like he has so many charges, but sometime along the way, I don't know if it's post breaking out or pre breaking out, they did a search on his apartment and one of his places of residence. The guy had a ton of money, which makes it even worse. It probably made it to where he was harder to convict and went longer, but they found on his electronics, so on his cell phones, on his laptops, on his everything, 52 women that he had R-worded, like aggressive R-word, on these electronics. On top of that, over 5,000 pictures of children.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what age range, it didn't say, and personally, I don't need to know. If they're under 18, and this dude, I believe he was in his 30s, maybe it's his 40s, I'll have triple check that, I'll post it on the screen when I'm editing, but to me, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. At this point, you're a danger to society, and when I was reading this, it made me think, like, should we be holding somebody like this accountable in the same way that we would a serial killer?
Yeah, I think so.
I almost feel like that too. The amount of people's lives that are impacted and the amount of people's lives that will never be the same because they were taken advantage of, because they were aggressively and overpowered and all the things that come with that, makes me feel like with now he has an escape on his hands. It made me think of Bundy, with all the recent research I did on Bundy, just not ending them. But
exactly.
These people's lives are still affected forever.
Severely.
Yeah.
Severely. Like the way they look at relationships, intimate relations, all that stuff. I mean, just even being alone somewhere. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like any situation where they have a little bit of like, what... am I in danger will be so much more traumatizing to them.
Going shopping at night, shopping alone, places where you got to be around other people. I agree. Will they even ever be able to go to a party again? I mean, I don't know, but I can only imagine that they're not going to be able to in these situations. And what's crazy is this guy was a business owner before he got caught. I think he was the former owner of Glass and Concrete. He had a ton of money. So he had multiple places. He would buy people off, from what it sounded like, where he would invite anyone and everyone over to his apartment and just flood them with money and things and whatever. Yeah. So there was some sort of intentionality behind it, to where it...
He sounds like an addict, addict, manipulator, psychopath.
Absolutely.
Like a serial killer.
Yeah, I agree. So I just want to give a shout out to the police who caught this guy. After he got out, they were on a manhunt up and down the seaboard, the eastern seaboard, and they finally were able to catch him in Florida from what sounded like incredible police work. Like, getting all his information out there. They put him on the top most wanted list. They had people calling in and letting him know, hey, I think he was here. I'm not sure, but I think he was here. Following up on tips really quick, connected a stolen vehicle to him, connected a few places that he stopped at to get gas and other supplies, and they were on top of it, ultimately catching up to him while investigating. So they were able to catch this guy, and he is now in custody, which is phenomenal because someone like this just can't. There's no room for them in society, dude. This guy's scary.
Terrifying.
He's dangerous. And I think if he ever were to get out again, I personally think this is a situation where I would feel comfortable with
DP.
with a death penalty.
I agree.
So, good job on the cops there.
These kinds of crimes, I feel like the first time it should be so like you're watched for the rest of your life pretty closely.
Yeah.
If you have assaulted,
well, like one person,
especially a child,
in a situation like
especially a
this.
child.
Yeah.
And then the second, if it happens again while you're being watched that closely, it's almost like 2 strikes, you're out, man.
Yeah.
You're in jail or prison for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like, because the reoffending rate with these kind of crimes is outrageous.
It is.
It's like once they make that jump to do it, the likelihood that they're gonna do it again is like almost certain.
Yep. It is. So, huge shout out to all the police officers involved. The people, or at least the article I was reading, was the Tennessee, I got my notes here because we're recording with my phone, but it is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, but it sounds like they had North Carolina involvement. It sounds like they had the marshals involved. It sounds like they had Florida involved. They had all these different police agencies involved, and they were able to catch this guy. So I just want to give a shout out, give credit where credit's due in these situations, because we're the last people that are going to be anti-law enforcement. I think law enforcement is essential and very important, and they do incredible, great work,
They should be supported when they're doing good work.
Absolutely. And judged harshly when they're not, but we got to be able to be, fair on both sides. And this is incredible that they were able to get this guy. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it is. So.
But let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, absolutely.